Hey, this is Sam Black, and this is my first draft with the current Legacy Cube on Magic Online. I don't have a ton of familiarity with what exactly is in this cube. So we're going to be kind of blind here. And the cards that stand out to me are Eternal Witness, Lingering Souls, Glenelenda Archmage, and then maybe the removal spells and Tri-Builder. I think Glenelenda Archmage is probably the strongest card. It's that or Eternal Witness. I have a feeling that this cube has a lot of big clunky spells that Glenelenda Archmage is good against, just based on seeing things like Part the Water Veil and Eldrazi Monument in this pack. So I think it's pretty hard to go wrong here. Eternal Witness is tempting, but there aren't power cards or anything to get back with it, so it's slightly less good than it is in the Vintage Cube. Here, the blue cards don't seem amazing to me. I should probably just take Mirror Battlesphere. Tends to be a powerful card to have access to. It's a good finisher, above average, also above average versatility. The other cards that are best in this pack are probably Courser of Cryphix. Dismiss is probably fine. Maybe Mutavault. It's hard to get excited about Probe in a cube that I assume doesn't have a lot of Storm stuff, but could be wrong, and it's not a bad card anyway, but it doesn't make your deck a lot better. Just gonna go for the Battlesphere here. Polluted Delta is tempting. Dissolve and Thirst for Knowledge are good. I think those three are really the options. I don't know exactly how much I value counterspells in this cube. Seems like if Dissolve and Dismiss are in here, there are more counterspells than there are in the Vintage Cube, which probably means that I can assign a slightly lower priority to them. Kind of want to just take the Delta and stay open. Thirst with Battlesphere is pretty good. I'll take Thirst. There are some cards in this that are not great. I'm looking at you, Drana, Liberator of Malakir. I'm leaning Tarmogoyf or Breeding Pool here. Tarmogoyf Thirst for Knowledge is just a good pairing. Oh, actually, I should just take Legacy's Lure. This card's actually really good. Electrolyze, Pia and Kiran Nalar, Firebolt. So I'm looking at red cards. I could take a really speculative Isochron Scepter or a Seeker of the Way if I had a preference for white over red. I think I'm fine just taking Electrolyze here. Goblin Dark Dwellers is kind of nice. Sundering Titan has similar interests to Mirror Battlesphere. They both want me to generate a bunch of colorless mana or Tinker or something, but I don't know if Tinker or any big mana colorless mana type cards are in this cube. I haven't seen any signets or monoliths or anything. I don't know the cube list. I'm just going to take the Dark Dwellers. I think it's hard to go wrong with Chain Lightning. It's no lightning bolt, but it is an efficient removal spell. Reanimate's a powerful card, but it's a pretty different direction from where I'm at. Although I do have Thirst for Knowledge and Mirror Battle Sphere, so it's not totally impossible. I could reanimate here, but I think I'd rather just stick to 2-color Fair deck. That's a really late Wasteland, I think. 2-color Fair deck with card draw is pretty interested in Wasteland. I think I want Fire Ice over Stormbreath Dragon or Avalanche Riders here. I think I just want Taxian Probe here over Stagger Shock and Serendib. Wasteland makes me a little less interested in Mutavault. Other small burn spells make me less interested in Stagger Shock. I'm in a pretty good place for Thing in the Ice. Tarmogoyf or Mortars are both reasonable. I think Tarmogoyf has a lot of upside. If I end up being able to splash it for free, it'll be really good in my deck. And Mortars is pretty replacement level. Whirling Outburst, I think, is a sideboard card. Pyroclasm is probably also a sideboard card. Could have taken Xenagos there in case I end up splashing the Tarmogoyf, but I think Pyroclasm is a pretty valuable sideboard card. Alright, I randomly have a lot of Goblin tokens. Try to keep that in mind. I can Dark Dwellers them back with another Goblin. Goblin tokens and Thing in the Ice are not necessarily the greatest combo, but oh wow. Treachery and Sheldock Isle. This is probably a pretty good cube for Treachery. In the Vintage cube, I was very unimpressed with Treachery, but I could easily believe that it's one of the best cards in this cube. But I do have a really deep love for Sheldock Isle. I could be totally wrong, but I'm going to Sheldock. Muldrifter, Miscalculation, Kiki Jiki, Lightning Strike. A lot of solid cards here. Ancient Tomb isn't horrible. I think I want Muldrifter or one of the 2-mana instants. I have a decent amount of cheap interaction. I think I want the Muldrifter, but I feel like it's a little bit stupid to pass Miscalculation, but I'm going to take the Muldrifter. I think I want Ponder over Dissipate. I would like some counter spells, but I want Ponder type cards for Thing in the Ice and Sheldock Isle and card quality. Which is to say, I want them because they're great. Feels like a good spot for Young Pyromancer. Stroke of Genius and Solemn Simulacrum are fine, but I think I'm pretty solidly a Young Pyromancer deck. Ooh, it's hard to argue with Scalding Tarn here. I do actually like Searing Spear and the like, but not as much as I like Scalding Tarn in a blue-red deck. I did mention that I was going to keep in mind the fact that I have a lot of Goblin tokens. So I could take this Bushwhacker, and it's also good with Young Pyromancer, but I don't really think that I'm in a spot where I'm trying to figure out how to win if I have a bunch of 1/1 tokens. I'm just going to further the burn plan with this Exquisite Firecraft that will likely be in the sideboard but get used a lot. This is interesting. Watery Grave just gives me some more options. Jackal Pup's a sideboard card for decks where I want to be more aggressive. Outpost Siege is potentially a sideboard card for spots where I want to grind. But I think I just want Into the Royal as a fine instant. Not an impressive one, but it can get the job done. Temple of Epiphany over Days. Some small regrets on passing every counterspell, but I think Temple of Epiphany is very good. I'm gonna go with Izzet Charm over Kiln Fiend and Manic Vandal. Finally take a counterspell at least. And it plays really well with Shelldock Isle and stuff. Just tear through my library. Kiki Jiki or Lightning Strike? I don't know how much of the twin combo stuff is in the cube, but I assume it is. I don't think I've passed it, but I think I'm just going to take the Lightning Strike. It asks a lot less of me in terms of mana. Stormkirk, Noble, or Gamble? I think I just want the sideboard card attacker thing. I don't feel like I'm doing much with Gamble. I think I want Temple of Deceit over Active Aggression here. Master of Waves is probably better than Flame Wake Phoenix, but it's really close. Master of Waves is good with Legacy's Allure. It's great in some matchups. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Alright, I got a bunch of random little red attackers in case I want to sideboard in that direction. Ooh, Lightning Bolt. I think I actually like Lightning Bolt more than Fact or Fiction and Metamorph. Lightning Bolt is a really great card. I'd like to see a Snapcaster Mage. Incinerate. And then some other cards that I don't like that much in my deck at this point. Greater Gargadon works with all the random Goblin Token Maker stuff, but I think I just want the good burn card. Kind of moving a little bit in a... what's that thing called? Exquisite Firecrafty direction, with a good amount of burn. Well, there's Exarch. But I did not take the Kiki Jiki. Yeah, I think this is a Chandra's Phoenix. Very aggressive is the direction that I'm moving. Actually, maybe I should just opposition. I have Master of Waves and Young Pyromancer, and I can play the Goblin Token stuff. Opposition's pretty messed up when you make a bunch of creatures. Chandra's Phoenix is only fine. Much more upside to opposition, at least. Impulse, Anger of the Gods, Bedlam Reveler, Chandra Pyromaster. Feel like I'm a pretty great Bedlam Reveler deck. Oh, and Phantasmal Image. This pack is really strong for me. But I feel like Reveler's where I want to be. Pact of Negation or Grim Lavamancer. There's some tension between Lavamancer and Bedlam Reveler, but Lavamancer feels like it's also probably great in my deck. Yeah, I'm gonna Lavamancer here. I'll take the Whirler Rogue to go with the opposition. Don't know if I'm gonna play that stuff, but when my burn spells are bad, I want to be able to go that way. Wish I'd taken the Watery Grave, so this would be good. I guess this is probably just Brimstone Volley for one. I want to be heavy burn. Thunderbreak's not terribly impressive. I think I just put a Falcon Wrathgorger in my sideboard here. Tabled Rabblemaster, don't mind that. Alright, Gargadon. I guess I should have expected that I might table the Chandra's Phoenix. That should have been a factor. Oh. I think I want Chandra Pyromaster more than Anger of the Gods. Don't think I'm a Mirror Battlesphere deck. Even though I have Sheldock Isle. Ooh. Yeah, let's take this thing for the sideboard. We didn't get there on Tarmogoyf, and that's fine. Let's get these. Get the go wide strategy into consideration at least. Go wide opposition. It's a reasonable deck. I wonder if I'm going to cut Thirst for Knowledge. No artifacts to discard. It's good at filling the graveyard for Bedlam Reveler, but also who cares? My mana gets a lot better if I cut Legacy's Allure. Be a red splash blue deck. If I'm trying to opposition, I think I want to focus more on making creatures over the bigger burn spells. Well, Gargadon's actually pretty powerful. But I might be able to do without it. Oh, if I'm doing all the go wide, maybe I want Bushwhacker. Nah. Okay, 16 land here. Kinda close, but probably. My curve's pretty low. Bedlam Reveler's also probably like a 5-drop at most. Yeah, I think this will work. Even with Wasteland, my mana's not too bad. Ponder and Probe, and Izzet Charm, and Ice Electrolyze, Moldrifter. Nine, eight. Only 9 red sources is a little questionable, but I do have the blue card draw to help with it. Kind of wonder if I should be doing something like cutting Master of Waves for a mountain or something. Master of Waves is not going to make a lot of tokens. Yeah, I think I don't want to play it main. $17 land and a wasteland it is. Alright, 17 land including a wasteland. Okay, so that's my deck.